If it wasn't yet obvious that this channel is made solely to get as many people as possible mad at me, I'm going to trash talk two semi-popular YouTubers in two very popular genres, these being PapaTimmy and his dominatrix Spechie. Now, because of the recent Spechie drama where everyone, their mothers and their children would make videos talking about Spechie, I won't be talking about her so much and I'll be more focusing on Timmy, or since so many people just loved my nickname for Wolfie Chew, I'll be calling him PapaTimmyIsHere, because he is a Leafy clone. Now, since it's the current year and Leafy was such a 2016 topic, people are going to be telling me, why are you calling him a Leafy clone? Leafy's so dead, his channel's so dead, who even cares about him anymore? You can be a clone of someone who doesn't make content anymore. So throughout this video I'll be referring to him as a Leafy clone, which he is. Like, it's not debatable, it's a fact. Since everyone was so mad about how mean I was to she who will not be named in my last video, I'll start this video by talking about the good things about PapaTimmy's content. So, he has a good camera, he has a good microphone, and that's it. There's nothing else redeemable about his content. It's bad. And it's a special type of bad because it has multiple layers of bad. The first layer being the titles, which look like your average 2016 Leafy garbage, and the ones that weren't put through a Leafy title generator are just wrong, specifically the ones that say the truth about X person, when he doesn't actually say the truth about anybody, he just talks about what everyone already knows, with bad points, unfunny jokes and subjective opinions. Although the thumbnails aren't terrible, they're basic but they give a brief understanding of what the content should be like, so I guess you can add that to the list of things that he's good at. But don't expect to be hearing that too much from me, because everything else about his videos are awful. The editing in TimmyIsHere's content is painfully boring, and he does none of it apart from switching to the cringy content that you're meant to be cringing at right now. Or when he does edit, it's to use a joke that's painfully played out throughout his videos where he adds yellow text and a monotone voice.
Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation. But before we get into that, we have a few things we need to take care of first. I too played Kingdom Hearts, but the only difference is I didn't let it become my sexuality.
And it's weird because in his earlier videos he had more editing, be it bad and Nick Cash-esque, but it was still there. Now he's just not using it because he's being lazy. The argument about whether or not you should be editing your videos has been going on for a long time, and I'm not trying to say that his points would be made any better by editing his videos, but videos are a visual medium, and when you know how to edit and you're not making podcasts, then there's no reason to not edit your videos. But not editing videos can be a good thing if you have something to bring to the table. Taking for example the original LeafyIsHere, he had gameplay commentaries which were a new thing at the time, and he had an edgy personality which drew in little children. But now that PapaTimmy is doing the same thing, except with a camera instead of gameplay, it's just played out and it's boring. And he's unfunny. Oh no, here come the people complaining about subjectivity and what you find funny is up to you. Okay, I understand that when someone makes a joke, not everyone's going to find it funny. That's pretty much how all humor works. But the type of content PapaTimmyIsHere doesn't really leave room for jokes, or rather it does, but he doesn't capitalize on them in any way. You see, the problem with practically every cringe commentary is that people don't come to see your personality. They come to see what you're reacting to, and this is very obvious with PapaTimmy's content, because he doesn't make any jokes. All he does is he laughs at what you're laughing at. If you watch his videos, can you honestly say to me you've ever laughed at anything he said? The answer is probably going to be no, because he doesn't make jokes other than saying, "Ha, did you see that? That was cringy." And because it's on his channel, you think, well, I mean, it's funny, it's on his channel, he must be the one making me laugh. Here's a challenge. If you laugh at any video that he shows, or if you cringe at any video that he shows, pause the video until you stop cringing or until you stop laughing. When you stop laughing, unpause the video and see his response. You're not going to laugh because he isn't funny. And it's because of this that he comes across less as a snarky, hilarious comedian, and more as a kid with the remote to a bad movie that you're watching, just to pause it anytime anything slightly off happens, just to say, "Ha, did you see that? That was cringy." And then he does this for as long as is necessary until Spechie comes home to pick him in the ass. Like the good Leafy clone he is, when any of PapaTimmyIsHere's videos get any form of notoriety or views, he'll milk them for longer than is necessary. In terms of Leafy, he'd milk videos on children, but with PapaTimmyIsHere, he milks videos on emos. Seriously, if you don't believe me, look up emo in his search bar and you'll see that he milks it as much as he milks Spechie when they're alone together.
Extras!
Making video on the same topic more than once can work, and I'd be a hypocrite for saying that it's a bad thing to do because I've made 2 videos on the flat earth and I'm planning to make another video on chemtrails. However, with my videos I'm bringing up different points of views and different arguments to debunk, but with PapaTimmy, he just calls them cringy and it's not funny and it's not edited well, so there's nothing really to add, there's nothing new, there's nothing interesting about the videos. If you find it entertaining, that's fine, but pointing at something and calling it cringy isn't exactly what I find entertainment. As research for my video on WolfieChew, I looked up different people's opinions on her, and one of the videos I found was called Why Jordan Sweeto is the Worst, and it was terrible. It didn't explain why he was the worst anything, and all it was just Timmy calling Jordan's video cringy. And what does Leafy do when he has nothing to say about someone but he wants views? Well, of course he milks the topic for all it's worth. And in these later videos on Jordan, you can see why Timmy doesn't do call-out videos, because he can't make a point to save his life. I think this class is into mental retardation. Timmy, don't do this again. Don't, just stop. Please, stop. Just stick to what you're only okay at. Now, apart from calling Jordan a cringy anime kid, which adds nothing at all, he brings up these 2 disgustingly autistic points, where he tries saying that, 1, Jordan steals content, and 2, Jordan uses WolfieChew for views. The argument for Jordan stealing content is that he puts these things called animation memes into a compilation and reacts to them. But the thing is, if you're going to react to an animation meme, they're usually very short, like only a few seconds long, so it's hard not to put the entire thing in the video. And even then, given the fact that him and Wolfie are friends with a lot of these people, I'll take an educated guess and say that he asked for permission. But even if they hadn't consented, then do you really think that this video, that you acknowledged got over 1 million views, wouldn't have had people going over to their comment section and saying, "Here from Jordan XD," or that they wouldn't have seen it in their recommended, given that they made the animation memes? No, of course they're okay with it. Why are you complaining? But I understand how you could make that mistake if you're really stupid, but WolfieChew being used by Jordan, that makes no sense. We've known each other for longer than WolfieChew's been famous. I know this and I don't even like WolfieChew. And you even said it's not like she's being held there against her will. They're both benefiting from this. I don't know why you have a problem with this. It's not a grey area. She wants to be there. To use an example that you'll be more familiar with. Question: how does someone resurrect a dead channel? Answer: it's easy. You just get a YouTuber girlfriend who's infinitely more popular than you in every way and rip off her also terrible content. Now, of course, I know Spechie and PapaTimmy don't make the same type of content, and I know that it was Spechie that went up to PapaTimmy, but you can see how the connection can be made without doing any form of research. And what kind of incel mindset is it that gives you the idea that people have to be together for monetary benefit? Some people just enjoy each other's company, or in the case of you and Spechie, it's because nobody else enjoys your company. Spechie and PapaTimmy frequently have rough, unused anal sex with Spechie on top, also known as being in a relationship. And lots of people make lots of rude and unnecessary comments, like PapaTimmy's out of Spechie's league or that he's reaching down by being with her. But that's not fair. I mean, I don't like her content, and I probably wouldn't like her as a person. But from the images I've seen of her, even for a non-anime girl, I wouldn't mind being pinned down and called worthless by her. But that's not important. The reason I bring her up is because Spechie can't draw. She is not a good drawer, and I'd go as far as saying she's a bad drawer with 3 sparks of charm, in the same way 12-ounce mouse has a certain charm to it. And for some reason he chose to let her poorly drawn stills be the first thing new viewers see when they go to his channel. What's wrong with it? I think it looks fine. Why do you hate it so much? Well, you know, actually that's a good question, but I think a better question would be to ask Spechie, why does it look like you tried drawing the aborted fetus of a real life character and an anime character? Why does it look like the wicked bitch of the West got water poured in his hand and now his fingers are melted together? Why does it look like his thumb is taken straight from ET? Why is his chin as edgy as his personality? Why does his ear look like it's just a hole drilled into his head? Seriously, it's so tiny. And why the hell is his hand getting absorbed into the shadow realm? And I wouldn't even be so mean if not for the fact that PapaTimmyIsHere's content is literally just making fun of people for the sake of making fun of them with nothing constructive or entertaining about it. And despite being so adverse to negativity, as she always claims, she actively takes part in it. So I can only imagine that she'd be okay with me making fun of her artwork for the sake of making fun of it. I mean, seriously, for a channel based entirely on calling out cringy things, you think you'd be a bit self-aware that your girlfriend's drawings look like something that Panda from We Bare Bears would draw? Oh wow, I can't wait for everyone in the comments to be saying this is just how the commentary community is, you know, clickbait titles, bad video editing, and, you know, nothing of value to say. I could make an entire video on why this argument is dumb, but just in short, I'm not going to point out every single instance of this happening. I don't like PapaTimmy's content, that's all you need to know. That being said, even if he does improve, I can't say I'll watch it, because I don't want to have to live in the constant fear of being jump scared by Spechie at any moment.